Wow, 10,000 subscribers. I just want to take this time to thank all of you, everyone who has watched, shared, or even liked or commented on one of my videos. Your support truly means a lot, and it's kinda unreal to me that we're at this point now. So, as thanks, I'm going to be taking this video to answer some questions you guys sent in, as well as maybe give a bit of a channel update in regard to what you can expect from me moving forward. So without any further ado, let's get started. What inspired you to start your channel? So I originally conceived of the channel back around the early summer of 2020. The pandemic was happening, and I was locked in the house, not really getting to do anything. I invested some money into a computer, and that arrived around August, which was when I started working on my first video, which was a Spider-Man Lost Media video, which ultimately never came out because it just wasn't shaping up how I was liking, and then I kind of put the channel on the back burner for a couple of months. However, in December of that year, I unfortunately lost my dad, and that experience basically led me to lock myself in my room for a while. You know, I didn't really want to talk to anybody or go out and do anything, so I spent most of my time the following days watching YouTube videos, replaying Kingdom Hearts 2 for the 100th time, and it was in the middle of all of that I finally decided it was time to start the channel. Not because I was ready to start the channel, but because I needed to focus my energy and attention on something creative. And so I started working on a video, which ultimately became the video about the cancelled Marvin the Martian movie, although that was originally a video about the cancelled Beverly Hills Chihuahua cartoon, because footage from that pilot was found around the time I was starting the channel. But I ended up scrapping that video like the Spider-Man one, and, well, here we are today. However, I wouldn't mind talking about the Beverly Hills Chihuahua pilot in a list video or something. I still think that'd be a fun topic. Where did the name originate? So, to be honest, I don't really remember. I know I went through a ton of different channel ideas before I ultimately decided on being a Lost Media channel. And once I decided I wanted to be a Lost Media channel, I knew I wanted Lost in the name, so the Lost part came naturally. But I genuinely do not remember where Seeker came from. It was just something I kinda came up with, and I'm glad I did because I think it really fits the channel. What TV shows do you admire the most? Well, I like a bunch of sitcoms, but I'm also a big fan of some drama type shows. In terms of what I admire the most, Simpsons is, big one, obviously. A lot of like animated sitcoms like that. Simpsons, Futurama, early Family Guy, early. I gotta specify that. American Dad, stuff like that. And then you got other sitcoms in general, like The Office, Always Sunny in Philadelphia gets a lot of replay around my apartment. Much to my fiance's dismay. She cannot stand that show, but I love it. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is another one. I'm just a big sitcom guy. As far as like more serialized drama type shows, I love Supernatural, absolutely love it. I would love to do a Supernatural video one day. We'll see if that happens. I think it'd be fun. I like a good mix of TV shows. It genuinely just depends what I'm in the mood for. But 9 times out of 10, I'm probably watching some kind of sitcom. Favorite Family Guy episode? Yeah, so, as I mentioned in the last question, I like a lot of early Family Guy. So this is a pretty easy one for me. And that would have to be the season 5 finale, Meet the Quagmires. And on the surface, yes, it is, for the most part, a glorified Back to the Future parody. But it's a little bit more than that. Like, the Back to the Future stuff really doesn't come in until the last third of the episode. The majority of it is Peter trying to win Lois back after he screws up the date that eventually led to them getting married in the first place. It's just a fun episode. I don't know, it's kind of charming to watch Peter screw up again and again and then realize, wait, no, he actually does love Lois. He has to fix this. It's just a fun, charming episode, man. I don't know what else to say about it. I just smile every time I watch it. It's just a good half hour of TV, and I can't really say that for a lot of Family Guy. As far as other episodes that I like, just about anything with Brian and Stewie is pretty solid. I really like just about any episode where Peter, Quagmire, Joe, and Cleveland are off on an adventure or something. Episodes like The Splendid Source or Joe's Revenge. I love those episodes. Those are definitely up there for me as well. I know those two aren't quite as early, but, there's still a few gems in later Family Guy. There's a few gems in there. What is your favorite figure line ever made? Okay, so this is a fun one. As some of you know, I have a series on the channel called Figure Not Included, where I talk about various toy lines and stuff that was planned for the line but was ultimately canceled. And I just love that kind of stuff. I love talking about like action figure lines and toys in general. It's just a fun, vast topic. There's so much you can talk about. But my favorite figure line of all time, it's actually a pretty easy one. And if you know me and you've watched my channel, you probably already know what it is. It's Playmates Simpsons World of Springfield toy line. So from 2000 to around 2004, Playmates made 16 waves of Simpson figures, complete with play sets. They did exclusive figures, exclusive play sets. They really covered everything you could do with a toy line based on The Simpsons. Like, it's insane what they were able to do. You name a character, they probably got a figure. And while there are some that ultimately didn't make the cut for various reasons, like Maude Flanders or Lisa's friend Janie, we got a good majority of the characters you would want or need for a Simpsons display. It's just awesome. I hope to one day collect the entire line. It's one I've been collecting on and off pretty much my entire life. I hope I can get there one day and get the whole collection. I think that'd be really cool. And before anyone asks, yes, I am planning a Figure Not Included episode on the World of Springfield toy line. I don't know when it'll come out. I have a few episodes of Figure Not Included that I want to do before then, just to kind of build up to it. But it'll eventually happen. I think it'll be a really cool video. What is your most wanted piece of lost media? Simple answer. The Oswald the Octopus Osborn's crossover ad. So, it's been a long time since I've talked about that on the channel. I don't think I've even mentioned it since my initial video that got the topic so much coverage. And thanks to LSSQ, we've had a good search going for it for a couple of years now. I just want this thing found, man. The concept of it is so ridiculous. That it's the Oswald characters talking with the voices of Ozzy Osbourne and his family. It's wild. I guess just to kind of give an update on where we're at with it, about a year or two ago, it was probably 2 years ago at this point, I reached out to Oswald's creator. He emailed me back and he was like, yeah, it aired at a Nickelodeon event. I don't have any more info for you. Which was fine. That was all we needed. And let me tell you, we have gone through every Kids' Choice Awards from the period. We've gone through just about any Nickelodeon event from 2001, 2002, 2003 that we could get our hands on. And we have nothing. We don't have anything. Some of the claims that were, being claimed in the descriptions that were floating around on Reddit back in the day, we have verified them. There was one user who was saying that Weenie talked in Sharon's voice and said no, no, no at one point. I myself sat down and watched the Osbournes. This was probably 3 years ago at this point. I sat down and watched the Osbournes. At the very end of the 4th episode, I forget the context of the scene, but Sharon is yelling after Ozzy, and she goes, Ozzy, no, 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 in the exact way that was described in the description of the ad. I immediately told LSSQ, and I'm like, I think this pretty much confirms that this thing is real. I think we're close. There's been some recent developments, and I'm waiting to hear back from someone, but I think there is a very fair chance we find it this year. At least that's what we're hoping. We will see. But, I hope I get to share more info on that with you guys in the future, because I would love for that ad to be found, as ridiculous sounding as it is. If time and resources weren't an issue, what is your dream YouTube video to make? Oh man, I've got a few that I've wanted to do. One that I want to do, and I'm still planning on doing it, It's just a matter of getting the pieces right. I want to do a video where, and it wouldn't be one single video, it would be a series, because that'd be insane to do it in one video. I want to cover every single Simpsons comic that's ever been made. And not just Simpsons, but Futurama, like any of the offshoot stuff. Anything Bongo Comics did, I want to cover it. And I think I estimated it was like over 700 comics or something. So that's on the back burner for right now, but I really want to do that video because I think it would be so fun. Maybe one day. One video that I did scrap, and it could still get revived, but I don't know. I wanted to do a video on the Atari Sword Quest games. So for those of you who don't know, Sword Quest was a series of games on the Atari 2600. You know, the games themselves were nothing spectacular. They were your typical Atari game. There were going to be 4 separate games, and you would beat each game, and then you would write down all the clues in the game. You would send them in, and then certain people would be selected who got everything right, and they would be flown out to to this competition where they could compete for like real gold, like a real crown made of like jewels and emeralds, and like a real sword with like a real gold handle, and a philosopher's stone, all kinds of cool stuff. And the first 2 games came out. Competitions were held. The first few prizes were given out. The third game was released in very small quantities because it was the video game Crash of '83. It resulted in the game coming out in like very small quantities, if I remember correctly. And then the final game, I think it was Earth World, Fire World, Water World, and then Air World. Air World was supposed to be the final game. And it's air. Like, it doesn't exist. So I wanted to cover that. And it was going to be kind of like a documentary, biopic type thing, because I was going to get someone to play the president from Atari at the time. I was going to do all this crazy stuff with it. It was basically going to be a fictional story of my character, Seeker, finding out what happened to the treasure. Like, where the sword go. I ended up shelving it. It was just... The more I got into it, I was like, this is too complex. I am not the person to be putting a fake documentary biopic thing like this together. I think it would have been really, really cool. I still think it would be really cool. So for right now, that's on the back burner. Maybe one day, but I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. You are far more likely to see the Simpsons comics video than the Sword Quest thing. But I'm still toying with it. We'll see. I think there's a way I can do it and not have it, as grand scale as I was thinking. But I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a fun what if kind of thing. Which video of yours are you most proud of? So I thought long and hard about this. And despite the reaction to the later parts of the video, I think I have to go with my Gravity Falls video. That was 1.5 years of painstaking work. And while I think the end result could have been better, you guys have made that perfectly clear with the constant comments I get about the backwards Gideon voice clip that I repeated towards the end of the video, which, yeah, I apologize. That was a bad move on my part, in my defense. I had to listen to that thing so much, it didn't register in my brain as annoying anymore at a certain point. So I kept it in there without really thinking, so I do apologize if anyone turned the video off because of that. That wasn't my intention. But, no, just everything that went into that video, countless hours I spent working on it. It's a miracle I got that thing done, because I almost canceled it several times. And if, before anyone asks, no, I don't plan on doing a video like that again in the future. It's possible if something happens organically, sure. That video was supposed to be 2 hours. It was supposed to be 2 hours long. I did not plan for it to be that long. It just kind of happened. That was a fun video, though. I'm still pretty proud of it. I'm glad I got it done. And the final question that we have today. What are you truly seeking?
My goals are beyond your understanding.
No, what am I seeking? What am I truly seeking? So, since the beginning, I've always seen myself as like a storyteller. You know, when it comes to my videos, when it comes to my channel, yes, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator, whatever you want to call me. I consider and classify myself as a storyteller because that's what I'm doing with these videos. I'm telling you a story from beginning to end, whether it's, you know, Family Guy Lost Media, like, oh, I'm telling you about the pilot, whether it's the Domino's Dr. Craven video. That was a really obscure thing that not a lot of people knew about. You know, I'm telling you these stories. I'm teaching you these things that you didn't know about, probably didn't even want to know about in some cases. So, what am I seeking? I think I just like spreading information and telling stories. I make videos about stuff I find interesting, videos that I would watch. And, you know, if other people like those videos, that's awesome. It's still insane to me that I'm sitting here recording this video for 10,000 subscribers. Like, that's insane to me. So I guess what I'm truly seeking is an audience that I can share my knowledge with. Like, I've got so many random facts and stupid stuff bouncing around in my head. I might as well share some of it. And, you know, I think it's turned out pretty well so far. I want to thank everyone who submitted questions for the Q&A, as well as anyone who has watched or subscribed to my channel. Your support truly means the world, and I wouldn't have gotten this far without you. So thank you. So, what's next for the channel? Where do we go from here? Well, I've definitely got some stuff in the works. For example, you're going to see quite a few episodes of Figure Not Included over the next couple months. I've just been on a streak lately, getting ideas upon ideas for that series. So I've got a couple of really cool videos in the works for that. One of those should be dropping very soon. My next video after this one, at least the video I'm hoping will be the next one after this one, it could be 2 or 3 videos from now. It just depends if I sit down and get it done. It's going to take me a minute, but that video I'm really excited for. It's something for the community. I will say that much. Call it a Seeker of the Lost exclusive, if you will. So I'm hoping to get that out soon. And I can't say what it is. I genuinely cannot. But I think a lot of people are going to be very happy. And, you know, I think that's going to do it for this video, guys. Again, thank you for all the support over the last couple of years. It really means a lot. I'm currently sitting at over 10,700 subscribers, which is just insane to me. So here's to the next 10,000. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.